What's going on with the Chicago Bears? Is the ship sinking? What just went down about the coaching situation is a total scandal. The team captain just dropped a bombshell, a 5-word comment that has everyone talking. Could this be the end of the coach's era? Stick around till the end because we're diving into the juiciest details on this and a whole lot more. The team just took a humiliating beatdown, falling to one of the worst teams in the league. The Bears simply could not compete. What was supposed to be an easy win turned into a nightmare. Is this the final collapse? And the worst part? It looks like the solution might be closer than we think. The truth is, something has to change, but will it be too late? And to top it all off, Caleb Williams' future is on the line. With everything going so south for the team, can this young quarterback even survive the disaster of this season? And what happens if there's a shakeup on offense? The rumors are blazing hot, but the big question is, can they save the season, or is it all going off the cliff? Let's get straight to the point, Bears fans. How is it possible that after such a humiliating loss to the Patriots, Kevin Byard, the team captain, just says, "I'm not going there"? I mean, who's buying this? Do we really think there's nothing to question about the coaching staff after what we just saw? I'll tell you, this is more than a cryptic statement, it's a bombshell. The fact that the captain of this team won't publicly defend the coaching staff after that disaster against the Patriots says a lot. Don't you think? The locker room is already wounded, and Byard himself gives us a hint that something's not right. And it's not like I'm here just pointing fingers without reason, and the numbers and the expert statements speak for themselves. Louis Riddick, NFL analyst, made it clear that the Bears' offense has no game plan. It's like ordering food blindfolded at a restaurant. And don't get me wrong, that's a real slap to the offensive line and the scheme. Todd McShay, who can barely stomach watching what's happening in Chicago while other young teams like the Carolina Panthers are getting better, has said it flat out. It's almost unbearable to see what's happening in Chicago with Caleb Williams. And I'm asking, do we really think this is going to change if Eberflus stays in charge? I think it's clear that the lack of vision from this coaching staff is ruining a roster that, on paper, has a ton of potential. Now, let's look ahead. Don't come at me with that talk about firing Eberflus mid-season. That's exactly what the Bears owners want us to think. Why? Because they're cheap. They're not going to pay to fire Eberflus and his staff. But one thing's for sure, an offensive coordinator change is likely. And, don't fool yourselves, this isn't just about saving this season, it's about the future. It's about Caleb Williams. This is an elite-level player, but the way his development is being handled is a total disaster. Why? Because the offense doesn't play to his strengths, which is costing him confidence and consistency. The offensive line is a problem, but if you compare it to other rookies like Drake May from the Panthers, we see the real issue is coaching and the lack of scheme. If we don't play to what Williams does well, the team's future is in serious danger. So, with all this in mind, I leave you with one crucial question. What do the Bears need to do to change the direction of this team and start building an offense that works? I'll tell you, this has to start with a change in the coaching staff's approach. What do you think? Do you believe Eberflus should stay in charge, or is it time for a radical change? Is it really worth continuing to believe in this team? The Chicago Bears just suffered an absolute humiliation, losing 19-3 to the New England Patriots, a team that was 2-7, one of the worst in the NFL. How do we explain this loss? What's going wrong? It's time to question everything. Enough is enough. The season is already in limbo. 3 consecutive losses, and with this disaster, the Bears fall to a 4-5 record that doesn't even begin to reflect the potential of this franchise. The story of the loss to the Patriots is inexcusable. At home, with their fans demanding more, they were dominated by a team that honestly wasn't even close to being the hardest challenge on the schedule. Now, I ask you, are we really seeing change, or are we still stuck in this cycle of mediocrity? It's clear that the franchise still hasn't found an identity. The incompetence in offensive schemes is something we can't ignore any longer. Have you seen the plays from offensive coordinator Shane Waldron? Who makes the call to run a halfback draw in the middle of a 2-minute offense without scoring a single touchdown? It's beyond comprehension. And don't get me started on the screen passes to the receivers, those plays that always end in a loss of yards. What does this tell us? That there are no adjustments. And when there are no adjustments, you have a team sinking into the abyss. Now, about Caleb Williams. I know it's early to throw in the towel, But did you see that performance? His accuracy was all over the place, and not just that, he kept getting stuck in pockets that collapsed over and over. This isn't just the offensive line's fault. There's a lack of vision and decision-making that shows something's not working. Are we repeating the same story with Trubisky and Fields? There's no time for more experiments if we're not seeing progress. And here's the part that really burns me: enough with the excuses. This franchise has talent, but it's being mismanaged by a coaching staff that clearly isn't doing their job. Matt Eberflus, after 43 games, can no longer hide his deficiencies as a head coach. This is a fact. And Shane Waldron, his offensive coordinator, isn't helping at all. Are we really willing to stick with these coaches who have already proven they can't take this team to the next level? I don't think so. It's time for a change. For the fans still holding onto this project, let me be clear, there's no progress without sacrifice. If this coaching staff stays, the future of the franchise is looking darker by the day. And if nothing is done about it, we could be looking at another wasted year. Are you really willing to keep watching this debacle without demanding results? Now, I leave you with this. Is it time to fire Eberflus and Waldron to make way for a new vision, or should we keep betting on this coaching staff? And here we have Caleb Williams, a rookie quarterback who could be the one to lead this change. But how much will he really change? Let's break it down. Coach Matt Eberflus, despite his promises to do whatever it takes, has made it clear that a change in offensive coordinator is on the table. But I ask you, will firing Shane Waldron really fix the offensive chaos we're seeing in Chicago? I honestly don't think so. But hey, everything could be different if Caleb Williams is at the helm, right? Now, listen to what Caleb Williams himself said. When asked if he could adapt to a change in offensive coordinator mid-season, Williams was clear: they're not going to reinvent the wheel, we're halfway through the season. That's not a decision for me. I have to do what the coach tells me. Whatever decision they make, I have to be okay with it. Can I adapt? Yes, we can adapt to whatever they decide. And from there, we just have to go out and execute and win games. And I ask you, do you think that will be enough to save this team? Honestly, I don't know. Caleb Williams, despite being a rookie, has the right mindset. I trust my coach. They brought me here for a reason, and we know how good we can be. The problem is we're not executing. But hold on, there's something in his tone that makes me think things aren't as fine as they're made to seem. Does Caleb feel like all of this is about to crumble? I believe he does. And that's the dilemma, friends. The rookie is doing his best to keep calm, but the Bears are drowning. 1 touchdown in 3 games since the bye week. That's not professional football. And don't get me wrong, Caleb has his flaws. His accuracy, his decision-making, and his inability to take the small plays when there's no big play are hurting him. But you know what? The Bears' offense is even worse. What good is a quarterback if you don't have an offensive line that can protect him? What's the point of changing coordinators if you don't fix the structural issues of the team? So, let me ask you, what can Caleb Williams do for this team if the offense isn't backing him up? How is he going to shine if he's constantly running for his life, making quick and wrong decisions, or trying to execute plays with no time? I honestly don't see it happening. The team has lost multiple games and is on a bad streak, but who can really turn things around? The offensive coordinator? The quarterback? Or does the entire team need a complete overhaul? Right now, the only thing that's clear is that the Bears need an urgent response. The season is at a critical point, and Caleb Williams has to be ready to adapt, but the real question is, can he do it without proper protection, without his coordinator's trust, and without an offense that functions as a unit? I honestly don't think so. The pressure is on his shoulders, and with the Packers on the horizon, this team has no time left to keep losing. Chicago Bears fans, things are hotter than ever right now. After everything we've broken down today, what are your thoughts? What do the Bears need to do to turn this team around and actually build an offense that works? We can't keep waiting for miracles. It's time to make decisions. And speaking of big decisions, what do you think about the current state of the team? Is it time to fire Eberflus and Waldron to bring in a fresh vision, or should we keep rolling with this coaching staff? This team needs a shake-up, but the real question is the solution with the coaches or the players? The Bears fan base always has a strong, valuable opinion, and your voice matters more than ever. So, do you want to be part of this discussion? Hit that subscribe button right now and drop your thoughts in the comments. This channel is yours, it's our family, and together, we'll be the voice of real Chicago Bears fans. I'm looking forward to hearing from you in the comments. And remember, we're always all in for the Bears. And remember, hail to the Bears!